guys, it's Kylie and welcome back to another video. It's been so freaking long. I know. I will go more in depth about it in a vlog. I tried to vlog today, didn't really work. So here I am filming this video. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over a couple books that I read in 2023 that were my favorite. I read a lot. I have 9 books that were my favorite. I just went through them and I've liked a lot, but I didn't love a lot. So these are the books that I love and I highly recommend. So yeah, let's get right into the video. First things first, we're gonna start with It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the book that got me back into reading. I used to read a lot like when I was a teenager and then I just stopped. But then everyone was raving about this book, so I hopped on the bandwagon and I got it. And then I fell in love with reading again. So I really do appreciate this book a lot. It's about Lily, who met this guy named Ryle. We all loved Ryle at first. We really did. And then we ended up hating him. And then, so she goes through her stuff with him. And then her old love reappears. So this book is just... it had a lot of my emotions spinning. Like I don't know if I cried, but this book was very emotional for me. And I like books like that sometimes. So that's why I fell in love with reading again, because of this book. Like I highly recommend it. I'm not really good at like explaining things, so I'm sorry. If you can't get the big picture because of how I'm explaining it, just Google it, sorry, or watch someone else. I don't know. Next is another Colleen Hoover book, Ugly Love. A lot of people hate on this book. I don't really know why. I really did like it. It's about this girl who meets her brother's friend because she goes to live with her brother, and he lives across the hall. They don't really want anything romantically wise. They just want to be friends with benefits, so that's what they end up doing, and then stuff goes on from there. But I really like this book. I don't know why everyone hates it. The next one is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I loved this. So I was getting a little bit bored of romance novels, so I wanted to get into like thriller, like spooky like stuff. So I got this one. I absolutely loved it. I've also read the second one, The Housemaid's Secret, but I like this one so much more. So this is basically, I remember this one because this one left like a mark on me. Like this one got me like wound up a little bit. This one is about this girl. She starts working for this rich family, and the wife of the husband that she's working for is a total bitch. She's awful. We hate her. And then the husband, like she loves the husband. Like the husband is cute, he's good looking, he's so nice. And everyone she hates the wife because of how she acts. But little does she know, the wife acts like that for a certain way. So I'm not going to spoil it. I really can't say much without spoiling it because there's so much that happens in this book. Literally so much. I absolutely loved it. If you were looking for a next book to read, I highly recommend this one. This one that I also highly recommend, like highly, it is a romance novel, Before We Were Strangers. This book, I could reread it any day, anytime. I loved it so much, and I like kind of relate to the characters because of like the bands that they like and stuff. It's so cool. It reminds me so much of the 90s. I love it. So this is about these 2 people that go to school together. They're in college and they meet in college and they have like this crazy bond. Like they are definitely meant to be with each other. So they spend college like getting to know each other, hanging out, but I think they started dating. I don't really remember. But then something happened and they split their separate ways. And then 15 years later, they reconnect and they have totally different lives. But it's just a beautiful love story. I love this. I can't even put into words. Like I want to cry. I think this book made me cry. Oh my God, I love it so much. I'm getting emotional right now. Like, whew, really recommend. The next one, If He Had Been With Me. And apparently a sequel is coming out in February, later this month. Have to get my hands on it, have to. This book broke my little tiny heart. I want to cry. The last one made me want to happy cry. This one makes me want to sad cry. Beautifully written. Beautifully written. I'm getting emotional. It's about these two characters, Autumn and Finn. They've known each other since childhood. Then they kind of like went like just like stopped being as close as they used to be. And then in high school they kind of reconnect. And but she has a boyfriend. Majority of the book she has a boyfriend that is not Finn, but Finn loves her. She loves him. I really can't say much without spoiling it either. But this book is awesome. I love all the characters. It's just such a beautiful book. It is very sad, and it will make you cry in a sad way. So just know that before going into it, that it's gonna make you cry. The next one, I read Magnolia Parks and the second one, but I love the first one more. This book, when I tell you it is so freaking relatable, it's so freaking relatable. So it's about these rich people, like a group of rich people, but the two main characters in this one is Magnolia and BJ. So obviously not all of us can relate to the rich part. I definitely can't, but they are so incredibly toxic, as most young people are. They are so toxic. They do so many things to hurt each other. It's just, it'll take you on a wild freaking ride, and your emotions are like up, down, up, down, up, down, because it's just so freaking crazy. So she does a whole bunch of things to hurt him. He does a whole bunch of things to hurt her. And it's like literally just like back and forth. But it is crazy entertaining. I never wanted to put it down. It is a pretty thick book, but I think I finished it pretty fast. But yeah, this book, highly recommend too. Love it. The next one is Happy Place. I feel like everyone on the earth read this last year. This was a good book. This was a good book. This is by, I'm not even reading the authors anymore. I'm sorry. This is by Emily Henry. So this one is about Harriet and Wynn. They were dating for a really long time, and then they broke up, and they didn't tell their friends that they broke up. So they're all meeting at a lake house, but they do not know that the other person is going to be there. So it's a shock for them. And they have to be around each other for the first time since they broke up and act like they're still together because their friends think that they're together. But I really like this book. It's really cool, very summer vibes. I loved it. The next one is the Happy Ever Playlist by Abby Jimenez. I remember I read this book immediately after the Colleen Hoover book, It Ends With Us. And this one made me want to keep reading. I loved it. I really loved it. So it's about this girl named Sloane. She finds a dog, and she gets in contact with the owner, but he takes forever to respond. So she thinks that she's going to keep the dog, but then the owner actually responds. And then they start going back and forth. He is on tour in Australia, so he's unable to get the dog back as soon as possible because he is a famous musician. And so then he finally gets the dog, and then, goes on from there. This little romance novel. I loved it. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I'm saving the best book for last. This is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I know there's a lot of Colleen Hoover books in here. A lot of people don't like her. I really don't see the problem. I really enjoy her work, and I'm going to keep reading them because I don't care what other people think. But this one is another spooky thriller one. So this is about Lowen. She's a writer, and she gets asked to finish Verity's book because she's in a coma. So the part of the job is moving into the house that she's in, and with her husband and his kid. And she's there, but she's in a coma, so she never leaves her room or anything. But as she's staying there, there are spooky things that happen. It's crazy. So then she goes through her office and finds a manuscript that just makes you question literally everything. The plot twists in this book are insane. Insane. I can, like, this, I had no words as soon as I finished it. I really didn't. I was literally sitting there like, what just happened? That it's so good, but it'll make your mind go like, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck. But that's how you know a book is good. Like, plot twists really, really, really can change a whole entire book and your perspective on it. Like, it's insane. So she reads it. A lot of, it's crazy, spooky things are happening in the house. She literally doesn't know what to think, and she's liking her husband. So this book literally highly, highly recommends, like extremely, 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 extremely recommend this book. It is insane. It will make your jaw drop to the floor. To the floor. Okay? Okay. That was all my books. I feel like I went through them pretty quickly. I really can't remember what all of them are about because I read them last year. Even though it is only February, but I've just been reading so many other books, especially since I got a Kindle now. I've been reading a lot of books on there, but none of them have really stuck out to me like these. So if you're looking for new books to read, I highly recommend these. And if you do read them because of me, tell me what you think about them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for a lot more. I miss making YouTube videos. I'm back into it. And next vlog, like I said, I'll explain what's going on. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.